I looked like a pretty boy and I was born with a condition I could never let anyone discover. The first day back on campus, I pushed open my dorm room door and froze. There was already someone inside. A tall guy. Lincoln, the most infamous troublemaker on campus. No idea why he'd been moved into my room. I was originally a year ahead of him, but after taking a semester off, I had to repeat sophomore year. I'd honestly been excited. I thought I'd finally have the whole dorm to myself. No more hiding every second. No more living in fear that someone would uncover my secret. Then my luck completely ran out. 3 bullies were gone, only to be replaced by the biggest name on campus. For a second, I seriously thought I'd walked into the wrong room. I backed into the hallway and checked the number again. Without thinking, I muttered, "Wait, did I get the wrong room? Why is Lincoln here?" He looked up immediately. His face darkened. What was that supposed to mean? You think I'm just some violent psycho too? I flinched so hard my shoulders practically disappeared. Wrong room. Nope. This was definitely mine. Great. I was doomed. Clutching my backpack, I hurried to my desk with my head down. Sorry, I thought I was going to have the room to myself. I figured I'd made a mistake. He didn't look impressed. Still scrolling through his phone, he said coldly, "Don't call me the campus bully. I've got a name. It's Lincoln." Even that sounded intimidating. One more wrong word and I felt like he'd throw me through a wall. I nodded so fast my neck hurt. I quietly cleaned my side of the room and made my bed. Lincoln was playing a game. Halfway through the match, something clearly went wrong. He let out an irritated sigh that nearly made me jump out of my skin. I didn't dare make a sound. For 3 straight minutes, he glared at his phone like it had personally betrayed him. Then he tossed it onto the bed and looked straight at me. My heart skipped. I instinctively checked my clothes. Long sleeves, long pants, not an inch of skin showing. Only then did I breathe again. What's wrong? He watched everything I did, his expression turning even darker. Aren't you going to introduce yourself? What are you so scared of? I don't bite. Right. He had introduced himself. I'd completely forgotten to do the same. Nice job, Brandon. I lowered my voice. I'm Brandon. He gave a small nod, then asked, "So why'd you take a semester off?" My hands tightened around the bed sheet until it wrinkled. Can I not talk about it? His eyebrows drew together. After a long silence, he grabbed his phone and headed for the door. Fine, don't tell me, but quit acting like I'm about to attack you. People are going to think I actually did something. Then he left. The room fell silent. I sat on my bed staring blankly into space. Why had I taken leave? Because my 3 former roommates blamed me after they got caught cheating attendance. When they lost their grades, they took it out on me. They mocked me for looking too feminine. They tried to expose my body just to humiliate me. I panicked. I cried without even realizing it. They twisted that into another excuse to laugh at me. Everything spiraled out of control. The school handled the incident quietly. My mom refused to let it slide and reported everything to the police. Those 3 were expelled. I left school to recover. It wasn't something I wanted to remember. So why would I ever tell a stranger? My phone suddenly buzzed, then buzzed again. I hated notifications. Almost nobody texted me except my mom. I only kept vibration on because I was afraid of missing her messages. Lately though, most of the notifications came from random numbers. I'd already blocked plenty of them. I glanced at the screen. Another unknown sender. I reached to block it. Then my hand froze. It started shaking. I wanted to cry. Sharing a room with Lincoln was already bad enough. Now I also had a clingy online boyfriend who refused to leave me alone. Biggest mistake of my life. I never should have downloaded that stupid game. 5 months earlier, after taking leave from school, I had way too much free time. So I got addicted to gaming. The problem, I was terrible, absolutely hopeless. No matter how many tutorials I watched, the second I entered a real match, my brain shut off. I'd panic, mash random buttons, and become everyone's nightmare teammate. One game was especially awful. My teammates roasted me from start to finish. Everyone except our jungler. He barely said a word. Even though I single-handedly threw the entire match, he somehow carried us to victory. And he never blamed me once. I thought, wow, he must be unbelievably patient. Exactly the kind of person I liked. So after the match, I shamelessly sent him a friend request. He declined. I sent another, declined again. I kept trying until I started questioning my own dignity. The next day he finally accepted. He dragged me into a voice chat inside. What do you actually want? The first thing I did was apologize for ruining his game. The second, I nervously asked if he'd teach me how to play. Because of my condition, my voice was naturally soft. Over voice chat, it sounded even more androgynous. He immediately assumed I was a girl. A girl? Well, then I won't yell at you. But seriously, weren't you cruel enough already? One terrible game wasn't enough? You planning to ruin my entire gaming career? I swear after yesterday's match, my soul almost left my body. Only then did I find out the real reason he hadn't yelled before. He hadn't been patient. He'd been voice chat banned. I wanted the ground to swallow me whole. I was just about to leave when he suddenly started another match. Forget it. Let's see how you do this round. I was still awful. I could hear him taking deep breaths every few seconds. Somehow he still didn't lose his temper. He carried me to another win. When the game ended, he actually laughed again. I'll teach you one step at a time. I refused to believe anyone can be this hopeless forever. He was amazing. I felt guilty every single day. So I kept hyping him up whenever we played together. Eventually we became friends. His profile picture was a little tabbiet. His username was Ashfire. Even his name felt full of life. Nothing like me. I loved talking to him. Then one day he confessed he wanted us to date online. I turned him down. Isn't gaming and chatting enough? Why do we have to date? He got upset. Fine. Then find someone else to play with. I only spend this much time with my girlfriend. After that, he stopped inviting me. He stopped replying. I went back to getting blamed in every match. No one defended me anymore. Gaming alone felt miserable. I missed him so much. In the end, I gave in. I told him we could date online, but only online for 2 years. If he still felt the same after that, we'd think about the future. The truth was, I was scared. Scared he'd hate the real me. 2 years was a long time. I figured he'd lose interest before then. He agreed, but the guilt never went away. I was lying to him just because I didn't want to be lonely. To make it up to him. Whenever he wanted a voice call, I answered. When he asked for photos, I took carefully chosen selfies. I hid my face. I wore clothes that looked nice but still kept things appropriate. My skin was unusually pale. I was slim, only 5 feet 8 inches in on camera. I looked softer than people expected. He never questioned it. He was always generous. He even shared his workout photos with me. He'd tell me I was adorable. He'd say he really liked me. Every day he spent hours carrying me through games. Sometimes he'd even send me money for meals or little gifts. No one had ever made me feel so appreciated. Before I knew it, I was trapped in a relationship built on a lie. Later, he wanted to video call. I spent forever getting ready, but neither of us showed our faces. He laughed. I'll save the surprise for the day we finally meet. He sounded excited. I was terrified. Right before summer break, we started talking about college. Without thinking, I let it slip that I studied in Stanton City. That changed everything. Baby, online isn't enough anymore. I want to meet you. Can we stop waiting? Panic hit me. What if he looked at me with disgust? What if he asked why I'd let him misunderstand me? What if he saw the truth and walked away? I couldn't survive that. So I ended it first. We agreed on 2 years. If you can't even keep that promise, then what can I trust? Let's break up. I returned every dollar he'd ever sent me. Then I blocked him everywhere, deleted every contact, even uninstalled the game. The whole summer I tried to forget him, but every time I almost moved on. A new number would text me. At first, it was nothing but apologies. Baby, I'm sorry. I crossed the line. Please don't leave. I'll wait the full 2 years. I promise. Please add me back. The money doesn't matter. I just want you back. The more he apologized, the guilt hurt. But I forced myself to stay silent. Sometimes I wished I had been exactly who he thought I was. Then maybe we could have had a real future. Instead, I kept blocking one number after another. Almost 3 months passed. Now his messages sounded different, more desperate. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't even bring myself to block him again. After staring at my phone forever, I finally replied. Can you please stop? You're scaring me. I added, Ashfire back. He promised he wouldn't pressure me to meet for the next 1.5 years. In return, I couldn't suddenly block him or break up again. We'd stay together online until the 2 years were over. I didn't really have a choice. I was the one who started all this. He seemed connected. Confident, like someone who could find me if he really wanted to. Running away wasn't an option. So I agreed. I even tried to sound generous. If you meet someone in real life, if you fall for another girl, tell me right away. I'll leave without making things difficult. Instead of thanking me, he got mad. Are you trying to upset me? Because it's working. I'll make you fall so hard for me. You won't even want to imagine me with anyone else. Reading that made my heart ache. I smiled, then immediately wanted to cry. That night, Lincoln came back to the dorm. He looked much happier. He walked in carrying a bag full of snacks, even humming to himself. The moment he stepped inside, my stomach growled. He stopped, then casually tossed me a few snack bars. My favorite person loves these. You can have them today. I blinked. What a coincidence. Those were my favorites too. Then again, lots of people like the same snacks. Thanks, I said quietly. What? He didn't hear me. I raised my voice. Thank you. He frowned. Talk louder next time. My hearing isn't great. I believed him immediately. He looked satisfied. Then he pulled out his phone and showed me a QR code. Add me. So we can reach each other if something comes up. Especially when I skipped class, I knew exactly what he meant. Back in freshman year, I used to help my roommates check in for attendance. It ended in disaster. This time, I'd only be helping one person. Maybe it would be fine. I nodded and scanned the code. The profile loaded. A little tablet. My mind went completely blank. No way. Lincoln leaned over. What are you staring at? Why haven't you sent the request? He stopped. My heart nearly exploded. I jerked my phone away so fast I almost hit him. He frowned. Brandon, what's your problem? My brain worked overtime. I just remembered my account got suspended. He rolled his eyes. You scared me over that. Then he went back to his desk, still humming, still typing on his phone. My phone buzzed. I hurried to switch it to silent as expected. It was Ash Fire. Baby, wanna play? I looked at my phone, then at Lincoln sitting across the room. My head started hurting. There was no way I could log in. If Ash Fire asked me to turn on voice chat, I'd have to leave the dorm. So I replied, not tonight. School started. I'm taking a break from gaming. He misunderstood. You mean you're quitting games or quitting me? You really don't want to talk to me anymore. Fine. You can ignore me all you want. I'll still like you no matter what. I'm not giving up. After sending that, Lincoln's mood suddenly dropped. He lightly smacked his phone against his palm. For some reason it looked oddly cute. I couldn't help smiling. Then the smile faded. He said he'd like me no matter what. But words were easy. Anyone could type them. If he ever learned the truth, would he still say the same thing? I stared at Lincoln's tall figure across the room. Unable to look away, why did my online boyfriend have to be my roommate? And not just my roommate, the most feared guy on campus. Even while I was away from school, I'd heard all the stories about Lincoln. If he ever found out I'd lied to him, I'd be finished. The worst part, he was ridiculously handsome. Now that I knew he was Ashfire, he somehow looked even better. I stared without realizing it. Lincoln suddenly turned around. Brandon, you look this good. I bet girls have chased you before. I froze. He ignored my confusion. Tell me something. Do girls always change this fast? At first she was sweet. She texted me all day. She was adorable. Then suddenly she went cold. She barely talked to me. I know I messed up. But if she didn't want to continue, why not just tell me? Why break up? What do you think happened? So Lincoln actually talked to his roommate about relationship problems. And he was obviously talking about me. Listening to him, I realized how cruel I'd been. He didn't force me to meet. He only asked, but I panicked. I blocked him, deleted everything, disappeared without giving him a chance. I really was awful. Part of me wanted to defend myself. Another part thought, maybe it'd be better if he gave up on me. I picked at my fingers and forced myself to say, maybe she's just playing with your feelings. Maybe she's testing how much you'll put up with. If I were you, I'd move on. Otherwise, she'll always have the upper hand. I was making it all up. I didn't know how to manipulate anyone. I was always the one getting hurt. I didn't dare look at Lincoln. The room stayed silent. After a while, I glanced up. His face was full of disgust, like I just said something unforgivable. His jaw tightened. I asked you to analyze the situation. I didn't ask you to insult my girlfriend. Why does everyone do this? Jealous because I've got someone special. So annoying. He shot to his feet. For a split second, I thought he was going to hit me. I instantly covered my head. He blinked. What are you doing? Did something happen to you before? He snorted. My girlfriend finally texted me today. I'm in a good mood, so you're safe. But watch what you say next time. You can make fun of me. Don't talk about her like that. My emotions were all over the place. I could only nod. He muttered under his breath, if your voice didn't remind me of my girlfriend. And if you weren't just as ridiculously well behaved. I would have been really mad. So much for not being intimidating. He kept talking about how nice I was while casually threatening me in the next sentence. My face burned. I was sure I was blushing. Afraid he'd notice, I rushed into the bathroom. After my shower, my heart sank. I'd forgotten to bring clean clothes. The tiny bathroom had splashed water everywhere. Even my old clothes were damp. I looked down at myself. My fingers unconsciously scratched my arm, leaving red marks. What should I do? If I asked Lincoln for help, would he think I was doing it on purpose? Would he think I was weird? I stood there for ages. Finally, I decided to put my damp clothes back on just then. Knock. Knock. Brandon. The water's been off forever. What are you doing in there? Hurry up. I really need the bathroom. My heart skipped. I forgot my clothes. Lincoln sighed. You could have just asked. Were you planning to stay in there all night? I heard him opening my closet. A few seconds later he said, seriously, it's summer. Why do you only own long sleeves and long pants? Open the door. I cracked it open just enough to reach one hand out, trying my best not to let him see anything. Lincoln laughed. Instead of handing me the clothes, he pulled them back. What? Why are you acting like I'm some kind of criminal? We're both guys. Relax. The clothes slipped out of reach. Panic hit me. What if he suddenly pushed the door open? What if he saw the body I'd spent my whole life hiding? I gripped the doorknob with all my strength. Lincoln, please just give me my clothes. Whenever I got overwhelmed, my eyes watered on their own. No matter how hard I tried, my voice started shaking. Lincoln froze, then quickly shoved the clothes into my hand. Come on, don't tell me you're actually about to cry over this. You're scaring me. I grabbed the clothes and slammed the door shut. How embarrassing. I hated myself. I already looked different enough. And whenever I got emotional, the tears came without permission. No matter how much I wanted them to stop, I got dressed in silence, walked out, climbed into bed, and never looked at Lincoln once. Maybe Lincoln thought I was strange. He didn't talk to me again. Instead, he texted his girlfriend. Baby, my new roommate acts like I'm a monster. I'm upset. I need kisses. I stared at the chat. I had no idea how to answer. He texted again. What? 6 kisses this time. I wanted to tell someone how I felt, but the only person I could open up to was the very person sitting across from me. So I replied carefully. Maybe. He went through something before. Ashfire answered almost immediately. You know, you might be right. I didn't think of that. I thought he just believed the rumors about me. I got curious. What rumors? He paused for a long time, then finally replied. My old roommates talked too much. We had a big fight. After that, my reputation kind of stuck. That sounded so different from me. He stood up for himself. I couldn't. 3 people had bullied me. They were expelled. But I was the one who had to leave school. Life really wasn't fair. I was exhausted. I didn't have the energy to comfort him. I'm sleepy. Good night. He answered right away. Baby, you don't even care. You didn't even ask why they started it. You're giving me the silent treatment. I'm officially campaigning to make silent treatment a crime. Half asleep, I typed. What? His typing indicator stayed on forever, then disappeared. In the end, he never answered. Instead, he wrote, forget it. Sleep well. Good night, baby. He had secrets too. For some reason, that made me feel a little better. I closed my eyes and fell asleep without replying to the 6 kiss stickers he'd sent me. The next morning, Lincoln looked like he hadn't smiled once. He wore the grumpiest face imaginable. I checked my phone. He'd spent almost 30 minutes complaining. You ignored me. I asked for 6 kisses. I got 0. You even ignored the kisses I sent you. I might as well disappear. What's the point if my favorite person doesn't like me? I scratched my head. Something felt off. The calm, cool gaming expert I'd met months ago. When had he turned into such a clingy puppy? Carefully hiding my screen from Lincoln, I started typing. Don't say that. Then I hesitated. Wasn't I supposed to help him move on? I deleted the message. Too late. He'd already seen it. Nice try. I saw that. Baby, I love you too. I put my phone away and glanced at Lincoln. His face lit up instantly. He started humming. Come on, let's head to our morning class. On the way, he suddenly asked, "Brandon, are you shy around people?" I nodded. It wasn't exactly social anxiety. I was just afraid of people. Lincoln scratched his head trying to find the right words. After thinking for a while, he finally said, "Then just stick with me. Everyone's scared of me. No one's going to mess with you. And if you don't like something, say it. Someone will listen. If they don't, we'll figure it out. But don't keep everything bottled up. You hide so much that people might misunderstand you." He could talk for hours about relationships, but heart-to-heart conversations. Not his strong suit. His ears were turning red from embarrassment. He really was a good person. Handsome, kind. Who wouldn't like someone like him? My chest tightened. I forced a smile. "Thanks." Lincoln rolled his eyes. "If you don't want to smile, then don't. That fake smile looks even weirder." He laughed, then casually threw an arm around my shoulders. "You know, you're kind of adorable." Wait, calling another guy adorable sounds weird. "All right. Do you have someone you like?" "I do. My girlfriend is the cutest. Everything she does is cute. When she broke up with me, she even returned all the money I'd sent her and apologized. Seriously, how am I supposed to get over someone like that?" The whole walk. He talked about his girlfriend. Every nice view, every funny thing. He took a picture and sent it to her. I stood beside him the entire time, listening, watching, feeling my heart twist. He had no idea. The person he kept texting was standing right next to him. For some reason, I got jealous of myself. I couldn't help saying, "If you're this clingy, won't she get tired of it?" His smile disappeared. He stared at me. I instantly regretted it. Before I could fix it, he asked, "You really think so? This is my first relationship. I don't know what I'm doing. I just thought if you like someone, you should show it." I choked on my own saliva. Coughed nonstop. Lincoln sighed, still patting my back. His hand was so warm. It felt like the warmth reached my heart. I was hopeless. "Just admit it, Brandon. You loved the way Lincoln cared." I smiled. "I don't really know either. Forget what I said." He gave me one last pat on the back. "Fine. You can be my relationship advisor, but don't give me bad advice. What if my girlfriend leaves me again?" Without thinking, I answered, "Then I'll find you someone just as wonderful." Lincoln snorted. "You're scared of talking to people. Where are you going to meet someone like her?" "No thanks." I smiled awkwardly. I wanted to tell him. He already had me. But he deserved someone better. Living in the dorm made everything harder. I couldn't dress up for photos anymore. Couldn't video call him. Couldn't even do voice calls. Even my texts became shorter and colder. A month passed. In real life, Lincoln and I stayed ordinary roommates online. He was miserable, but he never complained to me. He kept all those feelings to himself. He tried to move on. He couldn't. After another month, he dragged me off campus for a drink. "I need this," he muttered. One drink. That was all it took. He got drunk, then quietly started crying. He grabbed my hand. "Roommate, why is she treating me like this? Am I really that bad? I'm smart. I've got money. I'm good looking. I'm good at games. I'd do anything for her. So why has she ignored me for 3 months? There's still a year and a half left. She's trying to make me give up. I don't want to, but it's so hard. I can't stop thinking about her. Sometimes my chest actually hurts. I'm scared. What if by the time we meet, I don't love her anymore?" One second he cried. The next he looked angry. Love, frustration, hope, fear. Everything was written across his face. My heart ached. People around us had started staring. Most looked like college students. I didn't want Lincoln to wake up tomorrow and remember this. So I gently said, "Lincoln, let's go home. We can talk there." He shook his head. "No, my girlfriend doesn't want to talk to me. And now you don't want to listen either. Am I really that awful?" Every word felt like a knife. This was all because of me. I'd made someone so kind question his own worth. More and more people gathered around us. Lincoln was too drunk to notice. He wouldn't move. I had no choice. I cleared my throat. Sometimes the biggest battle is not against the world, but against the fear inside our own hearts. Brandon spent years hiding, believing he was unworthy of love. But Lincoln showed him that true feelings are not about perfection. They are about acceptance, trust, and having the courage to be yourself. Their story is just beginning, and the biggest secrets are still waiting to be revealed. Let's continue watching and see what happens next. Softened my voice, leaned close to his ear. "I'm here. Let's go home." His whole body froze. He looked at me with blurry eyes, then smiled. Baby, you finally came. He instantly became obedient. Whatever I asked, he listened. He even closed his eyes on purpose, mumbling, I remember. I promised. I won't look at your face. Not until the day you let me. My heart hurt. I carefully helped him toward the exit. Just as we reached the door, 3 guys blocked our way. I didn't know them, but they knew Lincoln. One of them sneered. You're Lincoln's new roommate. Don't be too nice to him. He's hopeless when it comes to love. Another laughed. We warned him he was getting scammed. He got mad at us instead. Help him now. And he'll turn on you later. I frowned. So what exactly did you say to him? They laughed. What else? We told him that online girlfriend was probably after his money or pretending to be someone she wasn't. I asked quietly. Didn't he tell you she returned every penny? He did. So what? That could have been part of the act. Anyone can play the long game. Only Lincoln believed it. He even got angry at us. No wonder she dumped him. They were too scared to pick on Lincoln. So they turned to me. One of them looked me up and down, then suddenly recognized me. Oh, so it's you, the guy from last semester. No wonder everyone kept saying you were good looking. They exchanged mocking smiles. What? Found yourself a new target? You think Lincoln's your next chance? Too bad. He's crazy about his online girlfriend. I doubt he'll even notice anyone else. The 3 of them burst into laughter. Their laughter echoed in my ears. My head buzzed. My hands tightened. I almost stepped back. Lincoln frowned. He slowly looked up, then casually picked up an empty bottle nearby. You've been making noise this whole time. Who are you? Why are you interrupting my date with my girlfriend? The 3 guys immediately lost their nerve. They muttered a few complaints and hurried away. Lincoln tossed the bottle aside, then leaned against me, resting his head on my shoulder. Baby, was I cool? Can I get a kiss as a reward? My mind was a mess. I didn't even notice he'd led me into a quiet alley. Even in the dark, he still covered his own eyes. Like he was afraid of breaking his promise. Baby, please kiss me. I'm begging you lately. I'm scared you don't like me anymore. I'm scared you were only nice to me because I carried you in games. You don't want my money. You don't even play games anymore. You never asked to see my pictures. After waiting for so long, tears slipped through his fingers. It feels like nothing I have matters to you. I don't even know how to make you happy. Tell me, what should I do? My heart gave in. Especially after learning his bad reputation started because of me. I couldn't stay cold anymore. I gently held his shoulders, stood on my tiptoes, and softly kissed the corner of his lips. I do like you. You don't have to try so hard. I've always liked you. I'm just scared. I'm not the person you think I am. I have so many flaws. I'm afraid you'll regret meeting me. I'm sorry, Lincoln. This is all my fault. I've been hiding the truth. You deserve someone better than me. Before I could finish, my eyes filled with tears. Lincoln stopped me. He gently kissed my lips. The first kiss missed. The second found me. He stayed there for a long moment, then whispered, Baby, can I kiss you a little longer? I didn't answer. I simply leaned closer. When we finally pulled apart, he smiled softly. So, your voice isn't fake. I shook my head. Then everything you've ever said to me, was that real? I nodded. I had never lied to him with my words. I'd only let him misunderstand who I was. He smiled again. The pictures you sent. That was really you. I nodded once more. They were real. Just carefully chosen. And the person who video called me, that was you, too. It was his arms wrapped tightly around me. So, what exactly did you hide from me? I couldn't answer. I wanted to run. Let's go back. Lincoln nodded obediently. Okay. Then he buried his face against my shoulder. Baby, I'm drunk. I can't walk. He sounded so helpless. I completely lost. I helped the big guy into a cab, took him back to the dorm. After finally getting him to sleep, I stayed awake all night. Part of me hoped he'd remember. Part of me prayed he'd forget. In the end, I came up with what sounded like the perfect excuse. Just in case he asked. The next morning, Lincoln shot out of bed. His eyes sparkled as he looked around the room. He searched everywhere, then looked disappointed. Was it all a dream? I quietly let out a sigh of relief. The next second, he rushed into the bathroom. A few moments later, a loud shout echoed through the dorm. No way. It wasn't a dream. My girlfriend really came to see me. He ran back out. Grabbed my shoulders. Brandon, you saw her, right? She came for me. That means she still cares. He looked so happy. That was all he cared about. I took a deep breath and used the excuse I'd spent all night making up. Yeah, I saw her. You were drunk. You wouldn't leave. You called her. She came. We helped you back to the dorm. Then she went home. Lincoln rubbed his chin, thinking hard. So she likes it when I show my feelings. I get it now. I should have done that sooner. I blinked. He wasn't exactly wrong. Then he suddenly stared at my lips. Why are your lips swollen too? Did your partner come see you? I answered without thinking. I'm a little allergic to alcohol. It's just a reaction. He nodded, apparently satisfied. I quickly changed the subject. We're going to be late for class. He spent the whole day smiling to himself. Didn't pay attention in class. Barely watched where he was walking. He lazily rested an arm over my shoulders, then suddenly leaned closer. His nose twitched. He kept sniffing around my neck. His eyes narrowed. Brandon, you smell really nice. I immediately pushed him away, then smelled my own sleeve. Only laundry detergent. This is probably my detergent. I can tell you the brand. Lincoln looked at me with a teasing smile. Really? I'll just ask my girlfriend. She smells exactly the same. My heart skipped. Did he seriously remember my scent? Even after being that drunk? This story is produced exclusively by the YouTube channel Alphaverse Studio. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe. I quietly watched him. Thankfully, he didn't keep asking. I finally relaxed. A few minutes later, he smiled again. Brandon, my girlfriend kissed me last night. Oh, I tried to sound calm. He grinned. I'm in such a good mood today. I could forgive anything. Something stirred inside me. I looked at him, then quietly asked, what if she really has been hiding something from you? Lincoln looked straight at me. I quickly looked away. I still remembered. He hated anyone speaking badly about her. He answered without hesitation. As long as she doesn't stop loving me, I don't care about anything else. She never took advantage of me. She never tried to hurt me. So, what exactly should I be angry about? I forced a smile. You really love her that much? He nodded without even blinking. Yeah, more than ever. His eyes never left mine. It felt like those words were meant for me. My heartbeat went completely out of control. I hurriedly changed the subject. I'm going to the library. Want to come? He paused, then shook his head. I've got something to take care of. I won't be back tonight. If you need anything, call me. Need anything? What reason would I ever have to call him? Lincoln didn't come back to the dorm all night. Even now, he still hadn't returned. He must have remembered everything. Maybe he went looking for those 3 guys. Maybe he found out the truth. Maybe he realized his online girlfriend and his roommate were the same person. He must have realized I had been lying to him all along. That's why he didn't want to come back. I had no idea what to do. The more I thought about it, the more I wanted to take another leave from school. Everyone who got close to me ended up hurt. Maybe I should have never stepped into anyone's life. I dug my nails into my thumb until it started bleeding. It hurt. I finally snapped back to reality. Then I called my mom. My voice shook. Mom, can I take another break from school? There was silence. Only a few seconds. Then my mom exploded. Brandon, did someone hurt you again? Tell me who it is. I'll deal with those idiots myself. She complained angrily for a while, then tried to convince me. If we have to, I'll sell the house. We can rent somewhere else. But you have to finish college. Brandon, what will you do in the future? Do you want to spend your whole life working like me and never chasing your dreams? I felt even worse. My chest tightened. I could barely breathe. Mom, I think I like a guy. What should I do? My mom went quiet. Then she asked, does he like you? I didn't answer. She continued, as long as he likes you. Mom will be happy for you. I'd held back my tears for so long. But those words broke me. I cried. I don't know. I lied to him. I pretended to be a girl and dated him online. My body is different. I'm scared he'll know. I just want to run away. My mom took a shaky breath. Her voice was full of tears. Brandon, don't talk about yourself like that. If someone is to blame, blame me for bringing you into this world. But you are my precious child. Don't ever put yourself down and don't just run away. If you made a mistake, then admit it. Are you going to spend your whole life hurting yourself because you're too afraid to face it? I stopped talking. I didn't dare admit. I was scared. The dorm became completely silent. Then someone sighed. The sound was close. Too close. But it didn't sound like it came from my phone. A door opened. My entire body froze. I wanted to hide, but my legs wouldn't move. Lincoln walked in, closed the door behind him, then leaned against it. He didn't come any closer. His voice was calm. "Where are you planning to run?" He was wearing a mask, but I could still see the bruises spreading around the edges. My phone slipped from my hand. I didn't even care if the call was still connected. My lips moved for several seconds. Finally, I whispered, "Lincoln, are you hurt?" He ignored my question. His voice became more stubborn. "Where are you planning to run?" He stared at me. His eyes slowly turned red. Then he raised his voice. "Brandon, didn't I tell you except for not loving me? I don't care about anything else. I tell you every day that you're amazing. I tell you how much I like you. Why don't you believe me? What did I do wrong that makes you keep wanting to leave?" I didn't know how to explain. I didn't know how much pain I had carried because of my body. I pretended to be calm like I had something important to do. I wiped my face, then crouched down to pick up my phone. The call was still connected. I froze, then quickly said, "Mom, I'm sorry. I have to hang up." She interrupted me. Her voice was crying and smiling at the same time. "Brandon, try. Don't keep hurting yourself and don't keep pushing away someone who cares about you. You're such a good kid. Just listen to Mom one more time." "Okay." I stared at the phone after the call ended. Lincoln hadn't heard what my mom said. He just stood there waiting for my answer. The silence felt suffocating. After gathering all my courage, I finally looked at him. "Don't you want to know what's wrong with my body?" Lincoln took a deep breath, then glared at me. "I already told you. I don't care. If it affects your health, we'll find a solution. If it doesn't matter." I smiled weakly, then made a decision. I closed the curtains. The room became dark. I walked over to Lincoln and held his hand. His eyes widened. Then he immediately pulled away. "Brandon, we're talking about something serious. Why are you doing this now? This won't solve anything." I froze. Then I couldn't help laughing. His serious expression somehow made my fear disappear a little. I looked away. My voice was quiet. "I'm Interex. Isn't that disgusting?" Lincoln frowned. He grabbed my face gently, forcing me to look at him. "Who told you that? Tell me. I'll deal with them." He wasn't disgusted. He only cared about who had hurt me. My dad. He called me disgusting since I was little. Lincoln got furious. He complained about my father for several minutes, then softened his voice. "Brandon, this isn't something you chose. You were born this way. You did nothing wrong." Then he hesitated, looking uncomfortable. "I understand now why you always wanted to run away from me. But can you give us a chance? Let's learn together how to love ourselves, how to love each other." I still couldn't believe him. "You really don't hate me?" Lincoln shook his head. He looked at my long sleeves, his eyes filled with sadness. "I feel sorry for you. These past 20 years. How hard must they have been? Even in summer you never dared to wear short sleeves. That must have been so uncomfortable. I wish I had met you earlier. Then maybe you would have learned sooner. That besides your mom, there are other people who will love you too." It should have been a touching moment. But my brain refused to accept it. I still couldn't believe someone could truly accept me. Later, Lincoln insisted on meeting my mom. I took him home. When they finally met, both of them were awkward. They stood there, bowed to each other, and kept saying, "Thank you." After that, they looked at each other, smiled, then turned to me at the same time. I didn't hide anymore. I smiled awkwardly and said, "Thank you too." The scene was a little strange, but my heart was full. I was grateful. Grateful that they accepted me. Grateful that they chose to love me. That night Lincoln and I slept in the same bed. He quietly leaned closer, then teased me. "Baby, guess what I want to do?" He smiled, held my hand down, then showed me his phone. "Don't get the wrong idea. Download the game again. I'm tired. Let's sleep." I stared at him, completely speechless. Then he started begging. "Come on. Don't ignore me." He was ridiculously cute. I hoped he would never look at me differently. I turned around, smiling. I opened my arms then. "Do you still want to play?" He shook his head. "No, I'm done playing. Thank you so much for staying with us until the end of the story." What touched me the most is the connection between Brandon and Lincoln. One of them spent years hiding because he was afraid of being rejected, while the other kept choosing to love him even without knowing the whole truth. Their relationship is not just about romance. It's about acceptance, patience, and giving someone the courage to finally believe they are worthy of love. Thank you for watching Alphaverse Studio. I hope this story brought you warmth and emotion. Take care and we'll see you in the next.